2004 incident off the coast of California, of course, made major headlines. A Navy pilot spotted a UFO flying during a large training exercise. Our next guest is one of the people who witnessed it. Retired Navy Lieutenant Commander Alex Dietrich is with us now. It's nice to see you, man. We appreciate it. Look, I get the idea that these are all unexplained, but given that you've got all of these things happening now in restricted military airspace, does it lead the idea that this is either A, the Chinese or Russians testing this, or B, a dark project or a black project from the U.S. military or from DARPA or from Skunk Works or one of the groups that create the most secret weapons we have, flying against U.S. adversary, our own U.S. technology to see how we react?
So I think it would be irresponsible to jump to any of those conclusions. But I think what this highlights and what our incident back in 2004 highlighted at the time, and the reason that I've been speaking about it and accepting interviews like this ever since, is that we need to have a good process for reporting when we see something that we can't identify in a military operating area, in just our open airways where we have civilian airlines flying. You certainly want your space to be safe and secure and not have unidentified. Even recently, when we had the big balloon gate, a series of incidents, right? We want to know what's in our airspace so that we can avoid it. Safety.
I completely get that, but the fact that these aren't showing up over LAX or JFK or over Hartsfield and Atlanta or at O'Hare or anything else, or in these very specific areas. I guess what I'm trying to get at is this concept that everyone keeps saying we need ways to report this and we need declassification of all these things. What if the answer was actually classified? If these were U.S. military programs, wouldn't this be exactly how the Pentagon and DARPA and whoever the contractor was that was developing this would act about it?
So you're suggesting that there's some sort of disinformation campaign?
No, I'm suggesting that these are just U.S. military projects that are being flown against the U.S. military to figure out how and what the capabilities are of, no different than what they did with the B-2 bomber or the F-117 or the U-2 or SR-71 that were all at one time or another cited as UFO sightings.
So we wouldn't operate in a range that is testing a blue technology like that. There would be deconfliction, and there would certainly be, careful, methodical process in place to make sure that folks who are not read into the classified technology don't have an unintentional encounter with it. Can there be an sort of a mishap? Sure, but the number of incidents here that are reported and the fact that none of these operators, the aircrew, have been notified that this is some sort of, again, blue or U.S. technology is concerning and makes, it suggests that it's not something from within our own system.
Interesting. That's the best explanation I've heard so far, which is why we're going to have you back the next time we have to talk about this. Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate it.
Great. Thanks for taking it seriously.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.